So this is a E36 328i, and pretty much I'm going to show you how to do the rear brakes plus the emergency brake, and we're going to repair it from the mounts because these are all rusted, and the spring clip won't fit inside the shield because it's all rotted out. It's just going right through. So I'm gonna show you how to do it. Easy repair instead of having to take the whole hub out. First, you just want to take out this Allen bolt. Once you take the Allen bolt off, you're gonna have to remove this clip right here. And the best way to do this is just pry it off with a screwdriver. It's a little bit tricky, but right there. And after that, you're gonna remove the little dust covers from the caliper, both top and bottom. And to remove the caliper screw, you're gonna need another Allen key. Once you get the screws out, you're gonna tap the caliper now with the hammer. Break it free. Then you should just be able to pull it off from there. If you need any little extra leverage, just take a screwdriver and pry it out. Now, you don't want to let it hang, so just tuck it, or just like that. Just make sure you don't want it dangling. Now, next thing you want to do is take off the caliper carrier, and you want to use a 16 metric socket. Now, you don't want to use the other kind because they'll strip it right off, and you don't want that, especially when you're trying to break it free. Now, once you get those two bolts out for the carrier, you're just going to pull it off, pull it to the side. And you're going to be able to pull off your rotor. And if you have any problems with it, just give it a little tap on this end. Now you have spring clips that you want to remove right there, right there. But the easiest way is just to pull one side out, and you're able to just take off the whole assembly together. Just like that, and you'll be all set. Now, the right way to do this is that you have to remove this whole entire assembly, and once you move this hub assembly out, you have to replace the bearing, and that's another more expensive cost. So it's like, this is the cheap way out, and most of these cars are already 15 years old, so the best way to do this is just cut it in half and it'll still hold up. You don't need anything perfect. Like I said, these are old cars, especially when yours has 246,000 like mine, and you don't really want to put too much into it, but you still want that simple fix because you want your emergency brakes. But the easiest way to do this, and I'm going to show you. Now, how I was talking about how these are old cars and you don't want to take off this whole hub, is that for the new brake shield, you just want to cut it in half. And it's going to hold by these two bolts, and it's going to be just enough, and you won't have to worry about it. You'll be absolutely just fine. It'll hold up, and it'll stay together. It's better than nothing. Best way to do this is to get a skinny extension, just like this. Put it right through the up hole. Get your socket size for this, it's just 10 millimeters. I want to grab a short socket too. I don't know, it should be the right size. And it's not, but now it was the right size, but you have to break all that gunk out all this rust, I just used a little bit of brake cleaner and just scrubbed it. Then once I got the socket at least a little bit snugged, tapped it in with the hammer. Now the best way to do this is use a Torx. You get enough leverage and it'll break all that crappy rust for you. But don't overdo it because you don't want to break the bolt off. And the reason for this, that you want to stick this extension inside the holes, is that you get more leverage and you don't really have enough space to fit a ratchet inside there with the socket. It's a real bitch to put on. This is just easier. I found it much easier. Then you want to get the other side off, which is a little bit bigger and easier to clean. That it wasn't as bad as the smaller ones. I didn't have any short size metric, so this is all I had to work with is the 9/16, and it worked just fine. And this is the result of a 16-year-old car's brake dust shield. I just broke it off, and that's how bad it was rusted. So you understand why what was left of those holes that the spring clip holds to the brake shoes were totally out. I just want to brush it off. It's a good idea to leave a tarp or cardboard underneath. You will make a complete mess. And what I mean by it's not just by this one single bolt, holds on pretty good. You just need that last bolt and do the bottom side, put everything back together, put your spring clips in. And I need new brake shoes, so I'm gonna do that. These are totally gone. There's absolutely no pad on one side. There's like a little bit left on the other. I got both top and bottom together and holds out pretty well. Now let's see how we mount the brake shoes together and see how that works now. Then you want to start to put everything back together. Start the Allen bolt to the rotor, then the carrier, then the caliper with the brakes, and probably you want to re-grease them, so just re-clean your pads, the piston, the sliders on the carrier, and it should be all set. Now, once you get everything together, you should be all set. Bolts to the carrier, bolts to the caliper, re-grease everything, just like I did. You want to re-grease the surface, the little feet, I guess I would call them, sliders, the caliper itself, push it back with a clamp like this. And then you should be just about all set with everything. That's a brake job plus emergency brake repair. And the very last thing you want to do is adjust your cables by first tighten the nut, the bigger one first, then the smaller one with the deep socket. All you have to do to get to those nuts is by lifting this leather boot up, and once you tighten it nice and tight, you should be able to unroll in neutral. There you go, neutral, and I live on like a hill, so just trust me, you will go down. Just as I am. And there you have it.